schmucked. So now I have to figure out what my next step is going to be here. I'd kind of like to clamp it end for end and come in and actually no, I want to do the fork rod and cut that the middle out. Do I want to do that first? Or do I want to cut this one out first? Because then I can use this one as a gauge. Of course I can use this one as a gauge too. Now I'm going to cut the angle and everything on the fork one. On the fork. So that means I'm going to have to load up what size end mill can I get cheese there with it? I'm going to have to go with a 3/16 end mill. Go in there with a 3/16 end mill to cut that. And make sure I cut the right one here. This one. So I'm going to turn that toward me. And this is sitting parallel now to the surface, so I can use this surface to set the angle. Should be able to, anyway. And I believe it's like 40 degrees, 39 degrees, somewhere in there. 39 degrees. So, down, zero it. And it would be 39 off of here. So that's going to sit up like this. So that means I can use the side of this. Oop, 39 and a half. Actually, it's just a clearance cut, so it's not all that critical, but I kind of like to have it close. About 0.05 of a degree off right there. So we'll tighten that vise up. And then we're going to get 3/16 end mill. This should be, this outside edge should be about 1/8 inch when I cut that, if I'm correct. So I gotta go find an end mill. I'll be back. I'll round up an end mill and get my calculations correct here and double check it, and I'll be back. Okay, as much as I hate using a 4-flute, I'm going to have to use a 4-flute on this to get the reach and everything get down in there. I don't have a cutter that's going to be sufficient to do it in a 2-flute form. I'm just eyeballing the cutter to the scribe line here, and it's an that cutter is smaller. It's a 250 slot going to go through there, and that's a 3/16 end mill, so should be, as long as I leave a little room on this side, a little room on the other side, and then go in there and finish it. Alright, and then I have to go down 700 and 76, about 800 thousandths from the top of that. So I can't get there with this end mill, I don't believe. I'm not sure. But this has a big radius on it also. No, I can't get there. So if I bury the flutes, it still won't be to the right depth. So I'll have to go with a longer end mill after I rough it out here. So we're going to try it right there. I'm just going to go back and forth and crank it up. I'm watching the scribe line here. I don't know if you can see the scribe line or not. I'm trying to maneuver the camera in closer here. Not quite kissing the scribe line, so that's fine. Where it's at. But I think I'm going to crank up my RPM a little bit. Crank it up at least one notch. I don't have variable speed, so I got to change belts, but that's okay. It only takes a second. That's a little bit better. Now I want to get the coolant on there too. 4-flute end mills in aluminum, they like to load up. They don't have the clearance. Their secondary clearance is not sufficient for the chip load. If you put any chip load on it at all. Should be breaking through the hole here. Yep, through the hole. Camera's going to hit the spindle here on this next pass, I think. Yeah, I'll move it back. Like I say, when I get the flutes buried in there, then I'll switch end mills. And then set my depth. Hopefully I ain't splashing too much on the camera. I'm going to take one more pass and I'm going to switch end mills. Alright, I'm going to swap out this end mill. That was a ball that was end mill too, which makes it even more difficult. Right now we got a long fluted, got an extended length here. Now I want to set it off the top here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that with a file and knock the burr off of it a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to come over on top. And I'm going to get myself a Joe block. So it happens to have a, I think this is a 50 thou. Yep, this is a 50 thou Joe block. So I'll just come down on that. And then lock my spindle and zero my knee and drop it before I pull the Joe block out so I don't mess up my end mill. Drop it down, and I'll go back to zero and then take it up 50 thou. That should be the very top of that. I set my quill stop up tight. Turn my quill stop up. Now, I move over. And I gotta go about 800 thousandths from there. Crank her back up to where I could have quick measured it with the calipers too, I guess. When I thought I was getting close. I really don't like these long end mills like this. The ideal way would have been to go through there with a wheel cutter to cut that. And I could have set up a wheel cutter. I do have some wheel cutters that would have worked for that, but I do it the hard way. Okay, I'm going to get up to the zero on my knee, on the dial on the knee, and then I'm going to check it, see where I'm at. Get out there away so I got some room. Give it a little spritz of air. Hopefully I didn't get it all over the lens. Like I say, this is not all that critical. It's just a clearance. Got to have enough, obviously. Otherwise the rods are going to bind up. We are at 600 thousandths. I got two cranks up yet. Now I know where I'm at. We're going to go 50. Try to make it 50 at a time here. And 50. and 50. One more after this. Okay, this should be the last one. Now I'm going to measure the thickness of this, and I'll test out for that. Want to be under 125. We are at 145. I'll set my travel indicator on the table here, since I didn't take backpack out or nothing. I don't know where I'm at. And we're going to climb cut across there. I'm going to take 20 right away. Slowly go across. Hopefully when I come out the end there, it doesn't grab it. And now I want to make sure I fit it up, so I'm going to go another 4 thousandths. I just want a little extra clearance there. Now I want to get to the other side and come back up and touch. Go back to my zero here. And I'm going to go 5 past my zero. I'm going to take a 5 thou cut on that side, and then we'll measure that. I want to be able to slide that 250 dowel pin in there. See where we're at. I'm just going to grab the calipers and check it real quick. Yeah, bumping the camera. We're only at 200. I'm measuring that right. Let's get over here. Try it. About 215. So I got 35 thousandths to go. I'm going to go 20 from here. 10, 20, and then we'll measure it again. Going this way is not quite as spooky as going the other way, because you got this all hanging out here. It could just, but it's still stout enough that I'm going to go over here and then I'm going to check it. And give it a little air. I'm going to try to block the camera from. All right, yeah, let's see where we're at. I'll put an adjustable parallel in there, I suppose, and check it. According to this, got about hard to check. Can't get at it real easy. Looks like 20 thou. Yeah. So we'll back out. I'll crank it over to 20 and then we'll 10, 20, right there. And I'll take a dowel pin now and check it. Should be damn close. Hopefully not oversized by too much. If it is over a little bit, it's be fine. I had a 250 dowel laying here somewhere. Let me get another one. Oh yeah, perfect. Exactly where I wanted to be. Not too loose, not too tight. So that takes care of the shot. All right, where do we go from here? Now, good question. Okay, so I don't want to part it off yet because there's still a lot of work left to do on it. I think the next cuts will be, I'm going to get a pencil here, a marker. The next cuts will be, it's going to be thinned out like that, and like that, and then part of this gets cut off, and part of this gets cut off, and that, like that. So what I think I'm going to do is cut this undercut. Actually, I'm going to cut the top of this side first, and then cut that out. And then I'll set it in just like this, and I'll plunge in with an end mill and cut that out. Actually, plunge in with an end mill, cut that all out except for maybe last 50 thou, and then cut the end of this off. So I'll leave like 50 thou of this hanging on here. Got to leave a little bit of web hanging on so that when I cut this end, that it doesn't flop around, because that's a long ways. And then I can take that last 50 thou out of there, and then all I need to do is come in with a slitting saw and cut this end loose, and then we should have her done. Then we can move on to the other rod. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Yeah, I'm going to turn that up in like that, and then just take a face of an end mill and cut that, and then I'll end up cutting that also. I'm going to blow the vise off a little bit. So, turn it around. Put that in there like that. I don't know what you were looking at. Probably the machine spindle. I'm just holding the camera here. Alright. Let's put the camera down here. Bring it back into focus here. I can take that end mill out. The mic is full of chips here too. That end mill performed well. I'm going to put it away. Clean off my mic. Ugh. Let it lay there and got all full of crap. Alright. So, and I'm going to have to get some numbers here again. Because I'm not sure what the step is. But I can find out real quick on my CAD. That step is 61 thousandths down. So, and then I need to know the dimension from here over to there. I don't have the drawing done for this. I'm just doing it on the fly as I'm working on it. So that is why I'm taking breaks here and looking at the CAD. Okay. Oh, I went from the hole. I wanted to go out to the tangent of that, so we'll try it again. 1 inch 32 thousandths is how far over I want to be. So let's take and put some red stuff on it. And let that dry a little bit. Okay, what did I say? 1 inch 32? Yep, 1 inch 32. 1 inch and 32. And this isn't all that critical. A lot of this stuff isn't really all that critical, as long as you got enough clearance in there to. Now I want to use a cutter with a radius on it. Let's see what I got. Something with a. That's got a nice radius on it. I got a 3/4 inch 3 flute switch collets. I sure like that knurling job that I did on that drawable. I don't know why they don't come like that. I suppose because everybody's got power drawbars. Sure would like to have one, but man, I was gonna build one and then I don't know, I got sidetracked and just never did do it. Alright, so we'll crank over here. Come down, get a piece of paper, touch, lock, pull it out, crank off, and go down. Okay. Let's go do that. Let's do that again. Let's move over though. I must have been right in the dish of the end mill when I did that. Touch, lock, pull that out, take off. That's better. And what did I say? I said 61 thousandths. All right, so 0, 50, 61. The other camera's battery pooped out on me, so I switched cameras here. We just took the 61 thou off of this end here, and I'm going to re-dicum this. The reason I'm re-dicuming it, there is an undercut that goes here now. The web is in the middle gets. 440 over, so it's almost tangent. It's almost tangent to them. So, like I say, I'm just going to go to the scribe lines on this anyway. So I just want to touch that. I put an arc on there. I kind of know where. I know where I want to be. And now we want to go down to the another 61 thousandths. We want to end up at 125 thousandths down. So 125 right there. All right, now I'll come out and cut all that. I'll go over here first, get up to that scribe line. All right, right there. Down to this scribe line. I want to take all of the mark. Good enough right there. Okay. One step closer. Now we got to go back to the small end though again now. So now we're gonna tip it sideways and we're gonna plunge in here and do the same thing back here. Try to. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just go ahead and cut this first, just this end to this height. I think that would be the smart thing to do. I'll come in here and work up my way out until I got this width. And come in. Should take and turn it this way. That way we're climb cutting. That way we're climb cutting, we're not sucking the part in. So I'll come down on this side and do that, just like that. So I need some parallels. Parallel here. This is the part of working in the shop that I always like, figuring out how to, trying to figure out a way of doing it, even though you don't have the tools. So, now we'll put a small end mill in there. I'm going to use a 1/4 incher, I think. We're going to give her a whirl. Change collets. Trying to pick a collet out of the rack. Fingers don't want to work. This is actually a 3/16 end mill. Okay. So now we're going to do some whittling away here. I'll try to whittle this out over here first to give myself a little bit of room. I'll turn my wheel stop down. I can move that down there. I just want to get I just want to be above the finished part a little bit, and then I'm going to try, like I say, I'm going to try to eat that away over there. Reason being, I don't have enough flute legs to get down far enough with this end mill. Alright, now I'm going to plunge it down in there a little bit. Maybe. Pretty much just opening a window up right there a little bit. Just about to the end of my flute there. Matter of fact, I think I am at the end of the flute. I can go a little bit more. Not much, though. And then the end mill will start rubbing. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to crank. I'm going to put my indicator back on the table here. And I'm going to crank the table in about 15 thousandths. And then that way it'll be cutting the face of the part there. And then I'm going to take the part out and check it. And see how much further we have to come out. Alright. Move my quill up. Take this out. And you can see we're just about through the whole. We only have that much to go, but I want to know if I'm close to the right, and I'm not. I'm sure I'm not. So I need to measure that, which I want to end up with want to end up with 375 there. And we are at, good luck at measuring that. There's 375. So, in order for me to get in there to even measure that, I'll have to whittle some more of this out. So, I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take a notch, a little more of this out. over there, just so I can get in to measure. Oh. I was wondering why it's falling down. I don't have the parallel under there. There we go. I'm whittling this out so I can get the caliper in there. Oh. That should be far enough. Now I'm going to crank back to my number here. Put it on 0. I think I bumped my indicator. We just took a cut across there. We weren't supposed to. We should have took a cut. Alright, what do we got? We got 27 thousandths to go. So I put this back in. Crank over here. Down. Now I can crank it up so I can get the whole thing. Because I've got that all cleared away back there. And I'm just going to crank over there. And then I'm going to crank in the 25 thou. 10, 25. All right, now we know that that surface is 61 thousandths above, so now I can crank it in 61 thou. And then come across over here to where the tangency of that would be about, because that's about where I want it to be. I'm going to take the move the parallel out of the way just in case. And a little bit more right there. Should be able to go all the way through. And we did. Now I should be able to crank it up to where on the other side. And I want to do it slow because I'm not going to back up to take a finish pass. I might have to stop right there. See, my end mill is rubbing. And I bumped the other end too, darn it. Gotta be careful. That's still alright. So I'm gonna have to, it's rubbing up there, so I'm gonna bring it up and then I'm gonna run down to the other end. And actually I'm gonna crank it in about 10 thousandths so that I got room. Right there. That'll give me some room for the cutter shank. Go right straight across again. Looking for my brush. I want to go right straight across from that mark right on the other side. See right about where it's at. Right there. Now I should be able to drop down in there without it rubbing. I think I am going to go back on it. Just going to take a little bit and then back up. Get the spring out of that cutter a little bit. Getting close. I think that's it. Oop. Crying out loud. Drop the light, or drop the coolant, drop this, drop that. Ta-da! Alright, that's what we got, and we got it. The backside doesn't look real nice though, and I think I'm going to go in there and try to clean that up a little bit, because I do have room, and it's pretty stout yet, so I think I'm going to come back in there and try to clean that up a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. Although you're never going to see it because it's inside the motor, but still, I know it's there. It looks bad. It's bad news. So we're just going to go in there. Since it wasn't vibrating or anything, I never noticed it vibrating or shaking or anything. I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to crank back in until it touches right down here. Right there. I've got an Allen wrench on it just to keep it from vibrating too much. Alright, that should have cleaned it up. Not 100%, but it looks a lot better than it did. So now we're going to take and get the slitting saw and part that part off. Sounds like a tuning fork. Before I do that, though, I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner over here and clean up some of this mess. So I'll be back. Okay, I got the slitting saw in there. I'm going to shift back down to the slowest RPM I got. Come on, Bill, cooperate. That last pulley up on top is a record sometimes. All right, and then we're gonna shift into low. All right. Hopefully I can reach it from there. It'll be pretty close. Oh, I can go down the side. Go down the front side here. That way I won't hit nothing. Oh, I will. I gotta figure this out here. I'm gonna have to raise that up some so that I have room. So I have to put parallel back underneath. Raise that quill up for a minute. Grab that up there. That'll give me more room. What's happening is the bolt underneath of my, because this is a homemade arbor, and the bolt would have, it's not a flush arbor, so it's got a spud and a bolt on the bottom that would have hit. Now let's get back over here and get down close to it. It doesn't have to be in that far. Go like that. Crank it over here some more. Alright, so there, right there. I'll turn my hand to make sure. Okay, everything sounds good. Alright. 62 thou thick this saw is. I'm going to take a piece of paper and put it under here. And I'm going to crank it up until it rips the paper away. Like that. Crank off the part. Crank up 62 thou. Zero it. And then the width of the part, the big part, which is I want a 496, about 500, so that's what I'm going to shoot for is 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I got to ride the brake here so I don't send it sailing. And get my coolant bottle. A little coolant on the wheel. Okay, here we go. I'm going to crank up to where it just starts hitting the finished part, and then I'm going to back out, just in case that wheel is springing, because it's only cutting on half. Kind of like taking a spring pass. So right there, and then I'm going to back out. Well, it looks all right. Just slowly cranking across. I'm riding the brake a little bit, the table brake on X. You know, climb cutting with a big diameter like that, if it were to hook, it would send it through, hit your backlash out, and probably break the cutter. Give it a little more coolant. When I'm parting off parts though, I don't like conventional cutting. I like climb cutting because it's pushing the part back and away. So if you're going the other way, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I always feel that it could hook the part and wreck your part right away. You can probably do it this way too. Getting close. Ain't hanging on by much. Should go any second. It'll just throw it on the floor. Oh, unless I stop. Quick. Okay, didn't make it to the floor. And there it is. That's the side we just cut. That's pretty decent finish on it. Let's just check the overall, make sure. $4.95. So took about 5 thou extra of material off, more than, but that's fine. So we got the first part of the rods done here, and just other than deburring it. So I'm going to cut away, sit down, deburr before I start on the other side and the other rod. And then when I come back, we'll be starting on the other rod. And that other rod's going to fit in here, in the inside of here. And the bushing that I made, geez, I didn't lose that, did I? Oh, it's over here. That bushing is going to get pressed in here, and it's going to slip through the other rod. So anyway, we're off to a start. I don't know if I'll work on it anymore today or not, or if I'm going to just stop until tomorrow. So later.